Howdy legends, Zephyr, professional Apex Legends caster and analyst here for another Apex Legends video. Now, there are a lot of weapons available in Apex Legends, but which ones should you use? Check out our top 5 weapon combinations that you have to try. But first, our question of the day. What is your all-time favorite Apex weapon and why? Scout and Car. The G7 Scout is probably the best overall weapon in the game. It does really strong damage, has an impressive fire rate, and can be used at long and mid-range. One of the most underrated aspects of using the G7 Scout is that you don't need to carry 300 to 360 ammo in your bag to use it. You can get away with even as low as 180. This gives you a lot more space to carry things like grenades and heals. Even things like extra ultimate accelerants can make a crucial difference in your games. Another advantage of the Scout is you can pair it nicely with a spray weapon. The Car, despite not taking a laser sight, is still the best SMG in the game by some margin. It gives you usable mid-range and some pretty nasty close-range applications. We've all died to a controller player with a Car SMG, and on mouse and keyboard, it is still an absolutely lethal hipfire weapon. Another thing that sets it apart from the other SMGs is the flexibility that it gives you. It uses both light and heavy magazines, as well as, of course, light and heavy ammo. You already have a light weapon in your inventory, but in a pinch, or if you're looting a death box in the late game, you can accept heavy ammo for your Car. This can make a notable difference more times than you'd think in those key moments. Combined, this combination gives you the potential to do major damage at all ranges. The Scout's weak hipfire is completely negated by the Car SMG, and the Car's weak range is perfectly complemented by the Scout. This loadout is good on basically any legend and useful for any playstyle. Try it out. Looking for a leg up in Apex? We have everything you need to supercharge your gameplay to the next level. From detailed in-game knowledge and guides to specialist coaches. Whatever your gameplay needs, we've got you covered. Why not sit down with an Apex Predator and get direct feedback on your gameplay? Perhaps ask them for their tips and tricks on how to reach the next rank in Apex. Check out the link in the description and let's go! The Flatline and Mastiff. We couldn't possibly ever make a weapons combinations video without suggesting the Flatline. It's been unchanged for some time, and guess what? It is still a beast. The Flatline does 18 damage to the body, which means you can easily one-clip someone who has a red shield. Just 13 body shots are needed to do so. Even the sturdiest of legends such as Gibraltar, Newcastle, and Caustic, who have the fortified passive, meaning they take less damage, can only survive 15 body shots of a Flatline with the best possible shields. Plus, unlike other weapons, you don't need an extended mag to have firepower. The default Flatline has 20 shots in the magazine. With a purple or gold extended mag, you can theoretically slay 2 legends without reloading. The Flatline is good at all ranges and has impressive hipfire abilities too. It does have some noticeable recoil, but once you learn to control it, the Flatline is a deadly weapon. Then the Mastiff. That's finally back now on floor rotation. Sure, it's not as powerful as it was in the care package, but it is still landing 88 max pumps to the body, and the fire rate was never nerfed from its time in the package. The 5 shells that are contained inside the Mastiff are more than enough for it to deal some big damage to multiple people, and you can reload 1 shell at a time individually. So unlike an SMG secondary, you can quickly finish someone off without waiting for a full reload. Turbo Devo and Volt. Fair disclaimer, this combination is kinda ambitious. It relies on a turbocharger and it also relies on a good supply of energy ammo. So let's assume you have both of those things. The Devo literally just shreds. Even with the 1 damage reduction that's now the trade-off of equipping a turbocharger, it's still incredible. However, a lot of players have a love-hate relationship with the LMG because it has some pretty gnarly recoil. If you can learn to control it, and most importantly track with it, you will evaporate people in seconds. It has pretty good hipfire, large magazine sizes, and is still pretty decent without the turbo. Not like the Havoc, which feels like a totally different weapon. The magazine is so large and the fire rate so fast that even missing some shots isn't that detrimental to your ability to win a 1v1. Then, the Volt. You need a close-range partner for an LMG, and the Volt excels. Crucially, because energy ammo is shorter in supply, you might think that it's a bit of a throwaway to use 2 energy weapons. Well, it does mean that you can craft 120 energy at a time from a single crafter because you're holding 2 of the same weapon. The Volt is as good as ever despite some major changes. Decent mid-range, great hipfire, and more than controllable recoil. If it's a turbo crafting day, absolutely consider this combination. Charge Rifle and Peacekeeper. While using the Charge Rifle won't make you any friends, it's annoyingly easy to use and very overpowered. It is a frustratingly simple weapon to use. You can deal big damage at incredible ranges. In particular, this weapon is paired with Gibby because his arm shield allows you to trade damage and keep heals. He's also good on legends like Newcastle, who can hang back and deal suppressing damage and then wall forward to support his team on a push. Let's not forget that being shot by a charge rifle is also incredibly taxing, so you have the added bonus of destroying your enemy's health and their mental all in one. However, the charge rifle does have its weaknesses. At close range or even mid-range, you are vulnerable. The strafe speed is like moving in quicksand, and the time the actual beam is firing from your gun means that aiming and moving becomes very difficult. This is why the charge rifle has to be paired with a high damage shotgun. The Mastiff is good, but for pure damage output, the Peacekeeper is on top. A maximum body hit from the PK delivers 99 damage, and a full head pump hits for 121. It is absolutely worth crafting if you can. And unlike the Mastiff, the PK has the built-in choke, so you can deal better damage at mid-range by reducing the spread. This makes a more versatile choice, which helps mitigate the weaknesses of using the charge rifle as your primary weapon. However, do remember that this loadout is much better suited to legends like Gibraltar. You Wraith, Ash, and Octane mains might prefer our next choice. Wingman and Eva 8. This loadout is perfect for the ultra-aggressive run-and-gun style players. The Eva and the Wingman are both perfectly suited to getting in people's faces, dealing big damage, and getting out again. The Wingman, despite the ammo change that came last season, is still very strong. However, with the sniper ammo only stacking 228, it can be harder to get enough ammo to play the game out in your inventory. This is why the Wingman pairs so well with the Eva 8 rather than a spray weapon. You can get away with 1 stack of shotgun ammo, so that leaves extra room for more stacks of sniper ammo as well as grenades and heals. The Wingman has been for some time one of the most powerful guns in the game. If you've not become comfortable with this weapon yet, you're totally throwing. Even since being transferred to the sniper class, it has kept its 0 ADS movement penalty, meaning you can strafe incredibly quickly. We've all had our pants pulled down by a super strafer Wingman user who 3-taps you. This is so powerful because the Wingman boasts very impressive damage stats, dealing 45 to the body and 97 to the head without a helmet. With the Skull Piercer hop-up, this base damage rises to 113 for a headshot. If you know how to use the Wingman, you can deal serious damage while not taking any yourself. On top of that, the Wingman can be used at mid and close range. One Wingman headshot can be literally the turning point in any fight. Plus, if you crutch the Wingman and play Wraith, your Twitch also gets an extra 10 viewers. Then the Eva. With its strong damage and impressive fire rate, it is a great weapon for aggression. The fire rate is better than the Mastiff, but honestly, the Mastiff would be a decent choice here too, depending on what you can find. Importantly, the Eva is good when you aren't ADS'd, so you can move faster, see much clearer around you while hip-firing the Eva. Combined, these are a deadly and aggressive combination. That's our combinations. Which ones will you be trying? Let us know down below.